Hi everyone, and welcome back to Matt Chat. I am Matt, and with me as always is...
Oh, I'm tired. I mean, Taylor.
Good job.
That's me.
So yes, before we start, we were going to have a special guest on, and we actually were. We actually did have him on, we were talking, and then we ran into some technical issues, so that's why there is a huge delay here.
There's actually a funny story behind this.
Yes.
We did film last week. Nobody panic. We did film last week. However, good friend of Matt here, you know, Matt from Matt Chat, the leader of the show, he has this weird software that catches the audio that we've been using for the past 4 weeks now. It's been like a month.
Yeah.
That's something like that. Anyway, and since we had a special guest on, obviously Skype can only do one-on-one. It can't do multiple peoples. Persons? Peoples? Peoples? I don't know. Anyway, so we're like, oh, okay, let's go on to Google+. So we go to Google+, we start a hangout, and Matt invites me and our special guest, whom we still won't name because he might be on later this week. And due to the awkward programming of the program that Matthew owns, it did not record any audio. We recorded for...
No, okay, here's the thing. It picked up on... Because the software I use Camtasia, it records my mic, right? And then since we're using Skype here, it's recording... The way it records Taylor here is through the computer. And so for some reason, it works here on Skype. It doesn't work with Google Chat. For some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how that works. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of programming with Google Hangout. That's what we're using. That's different from Skype. I don't know. But for some reason, it's working right now. It's not working for Google Chat. So we're going to...
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Like, I was just like... When I was done, when I was listening to it, it sounded like I was talking to myself.
Which sucks because the episode that we filmed last week was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good, and then it just kind of like crashed in on itself. We're like, no.
I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let this record, and I'm gonna go to sleep, and it's gonna be good in the morning. Morning comes, it's not good. It's half gone. It doesn't exist.
Which sucks even worse because we tried filming earlier that afternoon. And I showed up late. I had a bus problem when I was coming home from school, so I showed up late, and they were already filming.
Yeah, we tried twice to try and do this. So the first time was because of Taylor. The second time was because of it seemed like everyone was working, and then there was just technical problems. So yes, so this week, because of all of that, we were going to be having 2 episodes on. We're going to have this one. This will be on Tuesday, and then we're going to record Thursday, so hopefully that should be up
Friday.
I would say Friday, Thursday. It'll basically be up when I get around to it. Like I said, I don't really... this is going to be kind of new, so it's... nothing's definite, but...
Wait, we're filming... I thought we were filming Wednesday.
Yeah, we're recording... No, we're recording... Are we recording Wednesday?
Wednesday.
I apologize. I thought we were saying Thursday. I apologize. Yeah, so we're recording Wednesday. So it should be up by Thursday then. So, yes.
Thursday or Friday, depending on how lazy Matt is.
Shut up.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
So, anyways, now that all that's out of the way, just what we said.
Not quite.
After some difficult difficulties and the fact that we had never this episode up last week, we're going to have a double this week to make up for last week. So, onto the news.
A double.
Correct? What? A double? Double. Double stuff.
Double.
Oreos.
So good right now, actually. It really does. It's really good. Anyway.
Stop copying me, Taylor.
I'm sorry.
So we're...
Come on, Matt. We can get through this.
We're gonna...
Oh my god.
Stop laughing!
I'm sorry.
We're going to move on to... we only have one piece of news. That's the one thing we've been trying to talk about last week. Was we're gonna talk about two things. It says this was it Thursday? Yes, Thursday night we went to go see me and Taylor went to go see Iron Man 3 along with some of our friends. And I have to say, I had to see this twice to kind of figure out to make sure that I could say this. It is the best Iron Man out of the three, to be honest. No spoiler alerts.
Yet.
Yeah, no spoiler alerts. But it's way too early. Uh, it's really good. I have to say that it's the story wise, the story elements in the movie. It's very similar to Batman, Dark Knight Rises, but there's also some story elements from 2. Now, when I say that, it's like you're not going to actually find, it's not going to be exactly the same. But by 2, I mean the Dark Knight, just Batman, Dark Knight.
Oh, okay. I was kind of confused there too.
Joker, Heath Ledger, that one. So it's you're not gonna. It's when I say that, I mean like, Batman 3 was all about high stakes. It was about like bringing Batman down to like stripping him of everything. And then put him in the situation. You know what I mean? And it's kind of the same thing with Iron Man. It's that same story of stripping him down to nothing. So yeah, it also pays. So in that kind of way, it kind of goes back to the first Iron Man, like the beginning of the first Iron Man. And at the same time,
no
there were other
spoilers.
things. Yeah, no spoilers. That's it.
No spoilers though.
So I mean, you could tell that from the trailer. I'm going off of kind of like the trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, really go out and see it. This was the great one. This was the best one. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering today.
So Matt, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10, compared obviously to the other Iron Man movies and the other Marvel movies that were released leading up to the Avengers, what would you rate this? 10 being the best.
I really don't like giving half stars, but I'm going to have to say 9.5. Just because that, as much as it was really great, it really was. It just didn't really. I didn't feel like it was the greatest movie. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's just something missing. There's some things that I just wish that were a little better. I guess not missing, just I wish things were better, But for the most part, I have to say, it's a fantastic movie.
I totally agree. It was a really, really good movie. And actually, before we started this podcast, I was watching some videos on YouTube while I was waiting for Matt to get everything all situated. And I watched a review from Richard Michael Everez, which Matt and I are really fond of. He has a fantastic channel.
Yes, he does.
We'll go ahead and do. Should we put a link in the description box below for his channel?
Yes.
Hilarious videos. He mostly does parodies and music videos and reviews and stuff. But he did a review, I think it was earlier this afternoon, and he saw it on Friday.
Yeah, no, I saw that video. I haven't watched it, but I might.
Yeah, he posted it up on Project Richard, which is his second channel.
Yes.
And he did a really kind of opposite of it. He's also a filmmaker.
Holy shit.
What?
Getting some audio. Hold on. I don't know if you're hearing that.
No, I don't hear anything.
No, not you. I don't know if the audience is hearing that. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. That's weird.
I forgot what I was talking. Oh, okay. So he gave a really good synopsis on it about he compared it to a fanboy point of view to a filmmaker's point of view, and he said as a film it was this and this and this. As a fanboy, it was this and this and this. I'm not going to say what because obviously he added in some spoilers in his video, so just be ready if you do want to go watch and or listen to his review. It's a really good review though. If you've seen the movie, excuse me, I would suggest going to see his review. It was very, very well done. And I agreed with just about everything he said. It is a really good film. Obviously, well, from my point of view, it's not better than the Avengers. I think the Avengers was freaking epic.
Yes, Avengers was epic. I mean, and then again, you can't really compare it to that because, I mean, it's going to be epic because it's, it's a superhero team movie done right. It's exactly what it should have been. Where it's like Iron Man was just like one lone superhero. So I can't really compare it to Avengers, because Avengers was Iron Man plus everyone else, together.
But I don't know. I compare it to everything that I see. I'm a terrible person that way. But compared to the other Iron Men. God, me and my grammar. I don't know where he's sitting at this afternoon. Anyway, it was the best one out of the Iron Man series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure if I would rate it like highest of the high, but I definitely give it a solid 8.5.
Really, an 8.5?
8.5. Because I gave Avengers a 9.
A 9.
So that's probably
you gave
why.
Avengers a 9? Why?
I gave Avengers a 9. It was interesting enough for me to watch. I really enjoyed Avengers, obviously, because I think I talked about it. I think I've talked about it in like every episode so far.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. But anyway, it's one of my all-time favorite superhero movies, obviously. I think it's everybody's favorite superhero movie.
Mm.
Well, I would think so. Unless you're a DC fan, then I apologize. But it's...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with DC, dude.
I never said there was. I'm just saying, if you're a DC fan, it's probably not going to be one of your favorite superhero movies.
Nightwing for the win.
Just saying. That Nightwing. Is that the T-shirt you're wearing at Comic-Con?
No. This is my normal. No, dude. I'm actually going to be dressed up as Nightwing at Comic-Con.
Oh my god. For the record, he's going to be dressed up as Nightwing for Comic-Con.
If you didn't hear me say it 2 seconds ago.
You just... yeah, so I give an 8... Iron Man 3 a solid 8.5. I give Avengers a 9. Obviously, it was an amazing movie. It was a lot of fun, great dialogue, good humor, great action, great story. But you already knew how it was going to end. And I feel like the perfect movie to me is to have a ending that nobody can predict. It's just completely out of this world. And everyone's like, whoa, what? That kind of thing. So that's why I gave it a 9. But still a fantastic movie, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes. So is that considered our review, then, for Iron Man?
Yeah, that's a review.
So if you guys don't remember, last week, or
probably about 2 weeks now at this point.
Yeah, I'm losing track of time. About 2 weeks ago, we were going to give a review on Iron Man. Well, we said we're going to give a review on Iron Man. So there you go. There's our review. Yay! And I can't compare it to a fanboy. Dang it, cord! I can't compare it to a fanboy point of view, only because I've never read the comics.
Actually, no. I want to ask you a question. Since you're like the movie person, what's your critique on like the cinematography and the story and everything, like of the movie of Iron Man 3?
Of Iron Man?
Yeah. Like, what'd you think of the cinematography, and what'd you think of the acting? What'd you think of without spoiling anything, and the story and everything?
Well, the acting was great. Obviously, it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
He's an amazing actor. He really knows how to put emphasis into his characters and really knows how to live as the character. So the acting was really, really good. Not phenomenal, but it was really good. Obviously, it's a Marvel film. You're not expecting to get, Leonardo DiCaprio type acting.
Well, that wouldn't be right for Tony Stark.
Exactly. But the character was portrayed well. So. The storyline, from a filmmaker's point of view, was super, super good, because I didn't expect it coming at all. A lot of the stuff that happened, I'm like, whoa, what? But obviously, if you've read the comics, you're like, oh yeah, see, here's how it works. So, but again, from a filmmaker's point of view, I thought it was really, really good. I didn't see it coming. It was out of this world. It was surprising. It was funny, humorous, which is like the same thing. I don't know why I used the. I'm lost on words right now, to be completely honest. Yeah, but it was good. It was good from a filmmaker's point of view. I thought it was one of the better movies of this year.
And what about the cinematography? For those audience members who don't know, cinematography is the way that they filmed scenes and everything, like their sense of direction and
the camera angles,
yes.
the mood, the
yes.
way the characters are supposed to be portrayed,
yes.
etc., etc., etc.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was well done. There were some points. I don't want to spoil it. It's hard to explain different scenes without spoiling it. But when Tony Stark is in
something's in the trailer. There.
something that Well, let's just say this: when Tony Stark goes, without actually spoiling the storyline, when he goes to Tennessee,
okay,
and they find the site where the event happened, and he was with the child.
Yes.
I felt that scene was good until he started having, he started panicking. I thought that was kind of unneeded.
Why?
It didn't seem necessary for that to happen. It was supposed to be a deep moment where he's trying to figure out, what's going on, how it happened, trying to put the puzzle pieces together.
I guess it is a little.
And then all of a sudden, he just
I know that they're trying to. I'm trying to say this without trying to have that one problem, with him. But they're trying to have that personal problem with him. It could have been placed somewhere else.
Yeah, I totally agree. It would have been good there if they actually played it out correctly. I felt like it was just kind of leaped at you.
Yeah. It was I'm trying to figure this out, and then
all of a sudden it just happens. You're like, what's going on? Like, why is he doing this right now? They couldn't have saved this for another time. But in another direction, because they did it at that time, it showed the bond between him and the kid. Mm-hmm. And it showed, how much the kid looks up to him and all this other stuff that I don't want to spoil. As much as I want to spoil it, I'm not allowed to. It's terrible. But so it just depends, I guess. I personally, if I was the director of that movie, I wouldn't have put that at that point.
Yes.
But due to the circumstances, it worked because they were trying to create a bond between Tony Stark and the kid.
Yes. And
they were very successful in that, obviously, in the end. So, cinematography was...
If you want to know more what we're talking about, watch the movie.
Yeah, watch the movie.
I'd say more on that, but I don't want to spoil anything. So
yeah,
let's before we start actually spoiling things, let's move on to other news. We're gonna jump into the video game industry. What?
Wait. Before we continue, there is news on Iron Man 3.
Is it something that's going to spoil the movie?
No. It has to do with income on grossing, how well it's done in the theaters. Mm-hmm. So Iron Man 3 was released here on May 3rd, obviously of this year. It did very, very, very popular out here, but before it was released out here, it was released out to Europe and Asia and basically almost every other country or continent besides North America before it was released here. It was released like a week before. And out there, without coming to North America, it grossed as much as the Avengers did opening weekend. Which is very, very good. Yes. But then obviously it came to North America. It got bombarded with good reviews and this and that. Everyone wanted to go see it. Just opening weekend totals worldwide was over $680 million. $680 million freaking dollars. That tripled approximately. It approximately tripled the amount that the Avengers made worldwide. That's remarkable. That is freaking insane. That's just crazy. That's crazy for just opening weekend. That's freaking insane. That's freaking insane. I just thought I'd share that with everybody. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Okay, Matt. Back on you.
Okay, so we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about. I'm sorry, I'm getting like text messages left and right. We're going to talk about the fact that Nintendo isn't going to be having a
No. A conference.
Yes,
No
conference. That's what, yeah, thank you. We're not going to have a big, huge conference at E3, and I mean, to me that makes sense because we've already had 2 big conferences already. I mean, at this point, what else are they going to show? You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
I mean, they showed off all the new games that are coming out, all the new for the Wii, for the 3DS. They've even mentioned Earthbound being on the Virtual Console. Actually, it's just cool is actually there's another something else they mentioned. They're releasing Mega Man for the NES on the Virtual Console too. They didn't announce that in the conference.
Confirmed?
Yes, from what I saw on Facebook.
Wait, which Mega
100%.
Man? Mega Man?
One of the NES ones, one of the old ones.
So like Mega Man 6?
Like Mega Man 1 or 2 or something like that. I don't know which one it was, but it's one of the one of the ones before X. So it's like the original, short blue.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hate to say this, but I'm not a Mega Man fan, so I don't keep track
I
of
am.
that.
Well, like it's more of a for me. It's more like a. I want to get into it. I'm like slowly getting into it.
Yeah,
I can. It's just I don't have a lot of time to get around to video games.
but yet here we are talking about video games
Yes.
via podcast. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
We need more. We need sound effects. I miss the sound effects.
We'll put the sound effects. Why haven't we done that? We're like 20 minutes into it.
I can't do it. It's only
it's on
Google site.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, last time we were trying to record this, we were using sound effects off the Google Chat or whatever.
It was so cool, but it was a little overdone.
Yes,
but it was fun. It was so much fun.
So we
wait.
What?
What were we talking about before this?
Oh no, we were talking about the whole E3 and
yes,
not really showing off too much. So
Nintendo being or not being. Well, okay, they are going to be there. They're just not going to have a conference. They're going to have their own booth like they do every
year.
Probably
show off like 2 or 3 more games and then be like, okay.
Yeah, they're going to have Wii U set up. They're going to have 3DSs set up so you can come check out their merchandise and play with the games and stuff. And it's kind of a good idea that they're not having a conference, only because Microsoft and Sony are going to be duking it out this year. It's all about Microsoft.
Xbox 720, Xbox 720, Xbox 720. Fingers crossed.
Xbox 720. Oh, speaking of which, Xbox 720 on May 21st of this obviously of this month. I don't know why I'm trying to explain myself. May 21st. I'm not sure what time, but there is going to be a Microsoft conference that's going to be revealing the Xbox 720.
Better be. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
21st.
Oh,
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's going to be on TV, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have live coverage on IGN. If you go to IGN.com, they might have some on the Gentleman Esquire Network, a.k.a. G4 TV. And I think Spike might have the release. If not, I think you can also watch it on your Xbox 360. They might have live coverage going through there. Just knowing how Microsoft rolls, that's how I'd be guessing it's going to be rolling out. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, E3. Yeah, again, I think it's a good idea that Sony's not going. Or Sony. What are we talking... Matt, what's going on with us today, man?
Brain not working. I don't know.
I guess our brains are shutting down for the afternoon.
We apologize.
I know, sorry, guys.
Our brains just don't want to work today.
They don't. They're clocking out.
It's only the middle of the day.
So, I think it's a good idea that Nintendo isn't holding a conference again because Sony and Microsoft are going to be duking it out. They're going to be talking about the PS4 and the Xbox 720, all the different features, more games. That wasn't revealed at the conferences earlier. It's just going to be a big deal for them this year. And obviously, Nintendo still has some tricks up their sleeves.
Yes.
Like they have Super Smash Brothers coming out for the 3DS and for the Wii U. So maybe they'll have like a small video or something they're going to talk about there. And again, just because Nintendo isn't having a conference doesn't mean they're not going to have interviews about, the different games coming out, this and that. And like, they'll be like, oh yeah, it's Greg Miller from IGN talking to Nintendo, or whatever, There's going to be interviews. I can almost guarantee there will be interviews still with Nintendo and Reggie Fils-Aimé and all the other developers for Nintendo, but it's, again, good news that they're not having a conference, only due to the circumstances at hand.
And we're going to save this for when we have our guest on, but I'm pretty sure they'll even talk about their new Illuminati room, or Illuminati room. The Xbox is yes, it's what I just said. Xbox.
All together now.
What? Illuminati room.
It's a Luma room.
I said Illuminati.
Illuminati?
Illuminati, yes. The Xbox. The Xbox is part of the Illuminati.
Oh my god. I wouldn't be surprised. Nowadays, you never know who's part of what. So, well, on that sad note, that's Sony.
So
I
we
like
will be covering. Okay, yeah, stop it. We will be covering more on E3 and stuff when that rolls around, or right after it rolls around, and so yes.
So like June.
Yeah, like right after, under whatever. We will be discussing. That'll probably be a long episode because there'll probably be a lot to discuss that day.
A lot to discuss.
So. Okay, so is that all we have for E3 right now?
Basically, yeah. Okay. It's pretty short context for E3 this year.
Yes. So we wanted to, since there wasn't a lot to talk about, we wanted to talk more about like memories of playing video games or seeing a movie or whatnot. So.
All alone in the moonlight.
So, I wanted to talk about my first Game Boy. Do you remember your first Game Boy?
I do. I got the yellow Game Boy.
That was your first?
It was a yellow Game Boy Color.
That was your first? That was like
that
my
was
third.
First. I never actually had like the brick.
I had the brick.
Never had.
That was my first ever Game Boy. Was the brick?
The brick.
Yes.
Okay. For your brick, did you get Tetris with it?
Yes, I got Tetris, and I got Final Fantasy Legends, which I had no idea how to play. I was like 3 when I got my first Game Boy, or 4 or whatever, and I just remember getting. My uncle actually gave me it. My uncle gave me it because he didn't want it anymore. So I was playing with the brick, and he had Final Fantasy Legends, so he gave me that, and I had no idea how to play it. I was just like, what do I do? How do I Game Boy?
Game Boy? Is that what you just asked?
How do I Game Boy?
The act of Game Boying?
Yes.
Oh no! Hold on. My headset came loose. I thought you got kind of quiet there. Hold on.
I can still hear you.
Hold on. I know. Well, obviously. PC.
There we go. I was wondering why your audio went.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. I think your camera audio kicked in. We having some technical difficulties. Hold on, guys.
Matt!
Oh wait, hold on. No, we're going back. We're going back.
Matt!
Taylor, your connection.
I'm here, man.
Your connection throughout. Your audio sounds horrible.
Hey, don't judge me.
There it goes.
Just because I don't have
It's a little
awesome.
better. Oh no, the internet connection's horrible.
Awesome thing like you have.
The connection's slow.
Yeah, I saw that. No, it's back at yellow.
Here we go.
We're good.
Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. More technical
Oh, the
difficulties.
perks of being on Skype.
Yes.
Oh, the perks.
Okay.
So what are we talking about?
First Game Boy. Mine was the brick.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say it was somewhere between 3 and 5 when I got my first Game Boy playing playing Final Fantasy Legends. Had no idea what to do. Me not knowing how to Game Boy.
What Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy Legends. It wasn't.
No, that's 3-year-old Matt.
Yes.
I don't know what Final Fantasy
What are these
is.
movies? What are these? No, not movies. What are these monsters?
What is that? I don't understand what's going on.
I don't know. That's
for the
literally me.
That sounded like when he was 3.
So I played that, and then later on I got Super Mario Land. That was like the first Mario I ever had.
That's such a good game.
It was the first Mario I played, though. When I was 3, actually, my earliest memory of playing video games was when I was actually 3, and I was playing Super Mario 3.
Super Mario.
At someone's house. I don't remember
Super
what
Mario
it was.
Bros. 3.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good game.
Yes, I had
It's a
it.
game. People seem to think that that's the best game out of any Mario game ever, and I beg to differ.
I want to say it's because I'll ask you in a minute. I want to say it's because it has something to do with the fact that I don't know if you guys, your audience, have seen Angry Video Game Nerd, but he actually did a review on Super Mario 3, and it was like a part of it. Yeah, I'll put a link up. It's actually like part of the review was Super Mario 3. The other one was actually the Wizard, the movie Wizard. It was an old school movie. Not a lot of people have heard of it, except for us, retro gamers. Where it was a movie that came out in the 80s, and was basically the whole thing was just like a whole entire advertisement for Nintendo. It just freaking NES games all over the place.
I've never heard of the Wizard.
You never heard of the Wizard? You gotta watch it, dude. It's fucking.
Oh,
great.
me out of all
because
people.
It came out it came out before Super Mario 3. And it came out before, but they actually play it at the end of the movie. They actually play Super Mario. Yeah, it's like because it was they get in this contest, right? And that the last contest was to play Super Mario 3.
What the?
And it's like, wait, the game's not out yet, and you know where the secret levels are.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was funny.
I'm jealous. That's before sponsoring came into movie.
Well, the other good one was the one that the part that everyone loves was the Power Glove scene. The Power Glove. It's that awesome.
It really is.
And it really isn't.
It's unneeded, but very awesome.
Yeah, I'll post a link to Angry Video Game Nerds video.
Down below.
You can watch it. It's pretty good. I love watching his stuff. It's so awesome.
Matt's a big fan of Angry Video
Yes,
Game
I am.
Nerd.
I'm still patiently, and I'll emphasize patiently, his movie that he's working on. It's almost done.
Which I mistook for Wreck-It Ralph last year. Actually,
What?
I saw the poster and I'm like, huh, this guy looks really angry. I wonder if this is the Angry Video Game Nerd movie.
Okay.
Nope.
Actually, there's
Nope,
actually a game
not.
coming out. Someone actually made a game, and it's actually coming out for
Angry Video Game Nerd video game.
It's coming out for the 3DS. It's coming out for the Wii U, and it'll be on. They're trying to get it on Steam. So
Is it called Angry Nerds?
no, it's still Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures. He has it's a platformer shooting game, kind of like the Batman game. Actually, going back to the Game Boy, my old Game Boy game, Game Boy days.
Stop.
I had Batman, and that game was horrible. It was kind of the same kind of game. It was a platform shooter game, and that's exactly what you did. You play as Batman, and he had a gun.
Batman doesn't use guns.
Exactly. So it completely goes against what Batman is all about.
The only thing he has to do is kill people with his batarang.
Yeah, we're gonna make a game, and it's gonna be Batman because everyone loves Batman. Kids love Batman. We're gonna give him a gun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You know what that reminds me of?
Money.
Do you remember Shadow the Hedgehog when that game
Yes.
came out? Oh my god! Okay,
Yes,
guys,
Shadow guns.
here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna make another Sonic game. Yay! But it's not gonna have Sonic in it. What?
But
gonna have
Shadow.
Shadow in it.
Oh yeah, Shadow. Oh yeah, that guy's
Pretty
awesome.
cool.
We're giving
He's
him
gonna be
guns.
badass. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Okay, but we're gonna give him a gun. Excuse me? we're A gun.
Excuse me?
What? You're gonna give him a gun? Yeah. Well, okay. So can I upgrade the gun if I collect enough rings? There are no more rings either. What?
Sphincter says
No
what?
more rings?
What?
Yeah, you have to collect watermelon slices. What? What? Is this Pac-Man? No.
Greenlight this.
Sega, you go home. You're drunk.
Go make fucking Mega Man.
Yeah.
Make Mega Man. Stop not making Mega Man.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop, Sega.
Stop it.
Stop the madness.
Ugh.
My gosh.
Jesus.
Speaking of Sega, that was actually my first ever home console.
Really?
Actually,
yeah,
Genesis.
that was our first family console too, Sega Genesis. I remember playing Doom at the age of fucking 5.
I never
4 or
played
5.
Doom.
Oh my god, I have Doom for the NES. It's actually I want to say that I don't know. It's so hard. It sucks because Doom is only really good on the PC because on the NES, yeah, horrible graphics, good sound quality. On the Sega, good graphics, bad sound quality.
Yeah,
So
I
it
could
was
totally
like you had to give up one or the other if you wanted to play on the console back in the day. So
back in
I
the
don't know.
day.
So I got it for the NES because, well, for one, I have an NES player, not like an actual NES, but it's like a third-party NES thing. That's actually
you
really
told
good.
me about that.
Yeah, and so I got it. I got that, and
He's got that going for him.
yes, and it's really
Got
good.
that.
I have my NES collection. That's NES and SNES because it plays both as a dual cartridge insert thing.
NES.
I have starting with the NES. I have the Guardian Legend. I have Super Mario 1 slash Duck Hunt. I mean, everyone's got that. Super Mario
It's
3.
that stealth game. Yeah, it came with the system.
And the very first Zelda game. And then
Wait. Do you have the special gold
no,
cartridge?
I don't. I wish I did.
Ah.
I wish I did.
Man. If any of you know the story behind the gold cartridge, you can go ahead and talk about it below. Basically, it was a limited edition cartridge
Yes.
that came out.
you have to
It
spend
was like,
thousands of dollars to get a hold of now.
yeah, it's super expensive now, but it was really, really rare back in the day. And if you
Even
got
if
it,
it's
you were
like
like,
used, you still have to spend thousands of dollars.
yeah, you were like the king if you had it when it first got released. Though everybody bowed down to you. It was awesome.
Then my Super NES, I don't have a lot of games, but I have like I said, I have Doom, I have Link to the Past, and I have Super Mario World.
Super Mario World.
Yes, I just recently got all these, so I haven't really taken the time to beat any of them. I basically touched them all. Those games are like, I mean, it's back in the day, you know, you had to actually have spent hours. I mean, in order to beat those games, you have to actually sit down and play for hours.
Yeah.
That's the time I don't have. And the fact there's no save other than in Zelda games. There are saves for that. But
Yeah. I was gonna say the very first Mario
playing the
game.
older games is different from playing the newer games, you know. And I've been playing newer games for so long, I'm so used to the way the newer games are made. And now going back, it's just like, oh fuck, it's like this is different. I'm not used to playing it the old way.
I remember
God
when I
damn it.
first got Sega Genesis. One of my favorite games, obviously, was Sonic. I loved Sonic. He was like a faster version of Mario, and it was awesome. But I didn't know Mario at the time, so it was my version of Mario. Yeah, I know, it's weird. I was actually a Sonic fan before I was a Super Mario fan.
Weird.
That's weird. But my favorite one was Sonic 2, and I still own Sonic 2. I still own my Sega Genesis. I still own the original controllers we have for the Genesis, and I actually just recently purchased again Sonic 2 for my Wii.
See, I didn't
and also
start.
for my PS3. It's my favorite
I didn't
Sonic.
start hanging on to my consoles till the Xbox PlayStation 2 era. Because I still have my PlayStation 2 and I still have my Xbox, my original Xbox. You know, I got rid of my Nintendo 64, and you know, all the rest of the consoles we got rid of. You know,
Yeah.
so I didn't really start keeping my games and everything till basically I was like a teenager when I started really appreciating stuff like that. You know, when I was a kid, I was just like, oh, video games, yeah, and, oh, new one, get rid of the old one. You don't need this anymore. Thanks.
Which
Past self.
which reminds me, I actually got some news for you.
What's that?
Down on, I think it's Baseline and to Gilbert.
To Gilbert.
Is it Baseline?
To Gilbert.
No, Guadalupe and Gilbert.
Okay.
There's a store down there. It's like a video game store. It's like an old, kind of like an old, Game Craze, like the old Game Crazes they used to have. Yes. They have a store down there that sells like classic games.
Really?
Like they sell like the original NES.
I was actually pretty close to buying. I was at Bookman's and I was this close to buying TMNT Turtles in Time game, which is basically like the NES version of the console. No, the
but they just remastered it.
Yeah,
it's
no,
remastered.
Actually, yeah, for the Xbox. Well, I wanted the original though.
Yeah, it's on the XBLA.
I wanted the original.
But the new one is
How much
so
is the
much
new one?
prettier.
How much is the new one?
It's like I want to say like $15.
Yeah, this was $12.
If I'm wrong,
at Pokemon's, it was $12. It was like that close. But I actually just bought, and I know this one's being remastered too, but I bought it anyways because I want to play it now. Final Fantasy X. I just bought it, like $10, like $12. So
I love that game.
It should be coming in.
I love that game.
Weeks, so. I want to beat it. I'm stuck. I've been stuck forever. And then someone stole it from me.
I've never beaten that game. Ever.
Of all the fucking games to steal from me, why'd you steal that one?
I've never beaten any Final Fantasy game. Ever.
Dude, the same. Ever. Well, for the most part, yes. I've beaten the mobile games, like I've beaten Crisis Core, and I've beaten Dissidia. I got close to being Dissidia 2, and then I kind of just put it down, and I haven't really picked it up since. I think it was just because of the fact that I got pissed that I was able to transfer my characters over, and everything got transferred over, except for my items, for some unknown reason. So my Cloud, who was like Beast, now sucks because he's level 100 with no equipment. With like shitty equipment.
Sad face.
Yes. So he's like, yeah, I'm level 100 with like no equipment. It's like, what sense does that make? So yeah,
it doesn't. So speaking of Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy, it was X, right? It's getting remastered right now.
Yeah,
like
X and X2 are both. It's not really a collection. It's just they're both separately being, and you can. They're separately on the console, and then they're getting together on the Vita. I don't know why, but
so it is for. So I saw that it was confirmed for the Vita.
Yeah.
Do you know if it's coming out for the PS3 or the Xbox?
It is coming for. It's just PS3.
Woo! Sony exclusives.
It wouldn't come out for the Xbox. Like it wouldn't make sense.
Well,
it would be cool, but it wouldn't make sense.
Final Fantasy 13 came out for the Xbox.
Yeah, because that's like a new game. It's like that's what they had planned. They actually planned it to originally just be on Xbox, but PlayStation's like, no, it needs to be on PlayStation too. So I'm okay. So because the original plan was for 13 to be Xbox exclusive, 13 Versus to be PlayStation exclusive, and then the other Final Fantasy 13 game, which only came out in Japan for the Vita or whatever, that was released only on mobile. So they wanted to have these just exclusive titles, but then PlayStation was like, no, we want to have a PlayStation 2. Nah. Thanks, Sony.
Hey.
This close to having
Final Fantasy started off on the PlayStation.
Yes.
It should die on the PlayStation.
I agree with you. I have nothing against PlayStation. It's just I'm just saying that they were being whiners about having about us Xbox people having a Final Fantasy exclusive game. So
what do you mean, you people?
What do you mean? What do you mean, you people?
That's a good one.
Yes.
So going back to my past.
Yes.
It all started when I was 5. No, I'm kidding.
Bro.
I remember. Okay. Big franchise. It's been through everyone's childhood. Pokemon.
Yes. Love it.
Pokemon.
What was your first Pokemon game?
My first Pokemon? Yes. It was a Pikachu.
The yellow version?
Yellow version was my very first
that was
Pokemon.
My first one too, actually. I don't know if I ever got my hands on Red and Blue. I think I may have borrowed it, but I did play it though.
I remember when I first played Pokemon. This was my first RPG-ish game that I've ever owned. So I never really knew how to play an RPG. I didn't know how they worked. I didn't know, how...
Going back, I was like, oh, well, shit, it is an RPG, but I never caught on. I was just like, Pokemon, collect them all! Battle! Animal
when I got it, I'm like obviously the main quest for the whole game is to collect all the Pokemon for the Pokédex and go talk to Professor Oak or whatever and to defeat the Elite Four and blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm like, I'm not going to catch any Pokemon. I'm just going to go ahead and level up my Pikachu as much as I can. So all I had in my party was like a Pikachu and like 4 Pidgeys for the whole game.
Seriously, 4 Pidgeys?
I don't know. I didn't know how RPGs worked.
You were
I'll just stock up this Pokemon.
You were the bird trainer before the bird trainers were cool.
But I didn't even train my Pidgeys. I just had them in my party. I never actually trained them because my Pikachu was so strong. I didn't have to worry about it.
Dude, none of us cared about when we were kids. None of us cared about the RPG elements. We were just like Pokemon, but level up, be stronger than the other one.
I remember when I was leveling up my Pikachu. You know, like you hit level like 27 or whatever. It's like, oh, Pikachu learned Thunderbolt. Do you want to go ahead and replace Thunderbolt with one of your abilities? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Why not?
So the more he leveled up, I didn't really get rid of the older versions of his electric attacks. I just kind of added on. So like I had Thundershock in the first slot, Thunderbolt in the second slot, Thunder in the third slot, and then Thunder Wave in the fourth. So I was like strictly...
I was kind of the same way. I was just like, all attacks, no defense. I would just strictly rely on attacking. That's about it. I never really cared about
full force.
Yes, that was the same way when I was a kid. So I was just like, fuck. And now I'm just like, okay, I gotta have like this attack and this attack. Fuck that attack. That kind of sucks. This defense.
That reminds me, I saw this meme on Facebook the other day, where it's like nothing's impossible. ... And it's like, well, you wouldn't know that if you've never versed Brock with just a Pikachu in your party. Fighting Brock in Pokemon Yellow,
Brock
one of the biggest pain in the butts I've ever lived through.
If you weren't ready, if you didn't know, you kick your ass.
I know it. Well, all my Pikachu had, like I had to level him up to level 10, and he was able to learn Quick Attack. And that's all you were able to use on his Pokemon. Because Thunder attacks didn't work. And literally all you had was normal types at that point. You'd have a Pikachu, you'd have a Pidgey, and you'd have a Rattata. That's it.
Rattata.
That's it.
It's Rattata.
Or however you pronounce it.
Rattata.
The purple rat.
Yes.
Giggity. So that's all you have in your party. If you're lucky, if you went off path, like you're technically supposed to, but no one ever did, once you hit the first city, where... Is it Viridian City? That's Viridian City.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
Where you fight Giovanni.
I believe so. Yes.
It's gym leader. Yeah, I think.
Trying to recall on my childhood memories. Go on, brain. Process.
You veer left right before you talk to the old man who teaches you how to catch Pokemon, even though you already had like 2 or 3 Pokemon at that point. I've never understood that. If you veer off to the left and you go through that path, going up to Victory Road, up to the Elite Four, you actually run into Gary, and you can go ahead and fight him. And he has like a Pidgey and like 2 other Pokemon. And then, he has his Eevee. That's right, he has an Eevee also in Pokemon Yellow. But also somewhere in the grass over there, you can catch a Mankey, which a lot of people didn't know of. So if you catch a Mankey there, you'll be able to take out Brock pretty fast because fighting is strong against rock types.
Mankey. Oh, man. Mankey.
Mankey. Yeah.
Oh man, Mankey just freaking ridiculous. The show made him more ridiculous than he actually was, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, same with Psyduck. Like, everyone's like, oh, Psyduck, that's a cool Pokemon. And then you watch the series, you're like,
Man,
I have
not
a
so
tar-
much.
I know. It's like, oh,
You know what's cool
that's
is you can actually. I'm kind of going into the whole Soul Silver thing because I'm playing. That's the one I have currently.
Mhm.
Well, I still have my older ones, but that's what I'm really playing right now. The cool thing is with the Pokewalker is that actually gives you a chance to catch Pokemon that can't really get in game till like later. So I have like a Psybuck and a Ponyta, and I'm not even like I'm only like halfway through the badges right now.
Oh, you're cool. You're cool.
Yeah, dude, it's like, and then I also got a Paris like right before I even got to that area, like where the Paris are.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I remember going. I think it's Mount Moon when you start running into Paris and Clefairies. Um, Paris. When I first captured that Pokemon, I'm like, it's okay, I guess. I never understood what the whole point of it was. But then once he evolved into Parasect, I'm like, oh man, it's time to kick some butt. Time to kick some butt. Once you get, is it Stunspore?
Yeah,
Spore. Yeah.
yeah.
Times. So, keeping on the track of Pokemon, the Pokemon track,
Yes.
I guess you could say. Out of the whole series, game-wise, not Pokemon-wise, but game-wise, which is your favorite game?
Crystal.
Crystal? Why Crystal?
Crystal was, it took, the yellow version was great. That whole entire that version, that generation, was great. They took it. They took Pokemon. They made it perfect in that generation. So Gold and Silver, it was almost there. Crystal made it perfect. It even had like, it had like story. Well, I guess all of them had story, but there was like multiple stories going on. They had like a legendary story going on too at the same time. Trying to catch Suicune, and it, not only that, but gameplay was awesome. And they stuck. They basically they took one, remade it, but added features and stuff. But it wasn't It wasn't like a remake though. It was like everything that was in the first one was in the second one, but different. But it was still the same. And I was like, what?
That pisses me off because I remember when I would go out and back in the day, not they don't do it as much nowadays, but back in the day when they'd announce a new Pokemon game, like they're like, oh, Pokemon Gold and Silver, everyone's like, oh my gosh, new Pokemon! I gotta get both games so I can catch them all. And they release Crystal,
Yes.
which is like both of them put together and you can catch everything. Everyone's like, what? Well, I just went out and spent $60 on 2 games to catch all the Pokemon when I could have gotten one game for half that price. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, oh no, they won't do it again. That was a one-time thing. Oh, Ruby and Emerald. Or Ruby and Sapphire. Oh my gosh, brand new Pokemon. I'm so excited. And they release Emerald, and you're like, what? What is? Oh, really? Is this actually happening?
Huh?
Is this going right now? That was so frustrating. So frustrating. But it was a really good business technique, because no matter if you're a Pokemon fan, you'll buy all of them.
Yes.
You'll buy all the games.
Exactly.
Because God knows I did.
Why is there always 2 versions? Because in both versions, you can catch a different Pokemon. So it has nothing to do with them wanting to cash in on twice your money. No, they want to cash in 3 times.
It's true. It's true.
Taylor, you know I'm quoting, right?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Come on. Come on. We mentioned
Stupid Mario Brothers.
Yes, the movie. Right?
Was it the movie?
Yes, it was the movie. It was Luigi and
Ash.
No, it was Luigi and Ash, and they're just kind of sitting in the living room talking, and Luigi was asking them questions about Pokemon. So
Trip Pokemon power. Yay! Yeah, that's basically how it is, though. So, I mean, they're still doing that. Still doing
Yes.
it. I mean, like, Pokemon Black and White came out, which is my favorite Pokemon game, by the way.
it's tradition, dude. It works.
It was...
See, but here's the thing, though. I never gave in to that. I was just like, which one do I like better? Do you? Like, when Gold and Silver came out, I was like, Lugia? All about Lugia. Silver. Give me Silver. And then Crystal actually came to me free. Like, it was my parents got my brother a Game Boy, and it came with Crystal. But they knew my brother didn't like Pokemon, so they gave me the Crystal version. And I was just like, yeah! More Pokemon! It's like running down the street to my friend's house. Like, I got Crystal! I got Crystal, yeah! I'll play it right now! Oh, yeah! Dude, the day and night system, I was like, what the fuck? Like, my brain exploded.
I know.
Like, night exclusive Pokemon? What?
Good times. Good times. Why can't Pokemon be as cool as it was back in the day?
I even remember I was sitting down. I was at my grandma's house, sitting on the table playing it, and as the sun was setting, it was getting dark. My Pokemon and the Pokemon world. I was just like, "What the fuck? Holy shit!" I was like yelling. It's like, "That's fucking nighttime in the game!"
Grandma, come look at this. Come look at this. What's going on? Look, it's dark in the game. And it's dark outside. How do they do that?
How? What?
Oh
Mind blown.
Especially when you're a kid, you're like,
yeah. How does that work?
7 and 8-year-old Matt was like, what
Yes.
the heck is going on?
Yeah, I think it was about 7 or 8. Good job. Good guess.
Thank you. So
Yeah. So yeah. It's like we played the games. We
my mom
watched
was
the
really
show.
smart.
Did you collect the? Did you collect the
Cards? Yes, I
Do you
did.
still have
I did
yours?
collect. I think so. Hold on.
I still have
I'm
mine.
gonna go check. Somewhere down here. Hold on.
I have
There's a Coke bottle down here.
I still have
I don't know how that
I
got
have
there.
cards from both Gen 1 and 2. I stopped getting the Pokemon after Gen 2, you know, and I thought it was all dying down. So I stopped paying attention to Pokemon, and I'm just like, wait, there's more? It's on Gen 4 already? What? It's still popular? Oh man, who are they kidding? It's not popular. No one talks about Pokemon anymore at that point anyway.
So I do have my cards. They're in my closet over yonder. You can see me. Hi. So I do have my cards. They're in a binder. It's the original Pokemon binder, mind you.
Oh, you have you have the is it like red with the yellow writing on the front of it?
Let me see. Hold on. You're coming with me.
Oh no.
I don't want to go too far. I don't want to unplug myself. It is this one. This one?
Okay, yeah.
The original Pokemon trading card game binder.
Yeah.
And for the record,
keep talking,
I
keep talking
never
right back.
ever battled my Pokemon. I just like to collect the cards. That's all it really was for, was collect. Well, for me at least, I collected them. I like to show them off and be like, "Hey, look what I got!" And everyone else is like, "Well, I got one too, but it's better. It's in Japanese." And you're like, "Oh, well, Japanese cards. That's cool." Matt. Dang it, Matt left. Leave me all alone. I can't do this on my own. It's called Matt Chat. Matt Chat. Crap, where'd he go? Anyway, so continuing on with my story of awesomeness. Yeah, I collected Pokemon. I never actually... He's back!
Sorry, I apologize.
You missed my whole story.
Sorry. I had to do a favor real quick.
On you.
I had to do a favor real quick, alright?
Shame on you.
I had to get
Well, anyway.
I had to get everyone else in this house's dinner started, so
Excuses.
that's not an excuse. They asked me before
So
you
anyway-
started the show, right? Shut up.
I-
What? I'm sorry. Now we're having technical issues with Taylor. Awesome. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, we are back. We
Are we back?
apologize
We're
about
good?
that. Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Internet connections.
Good
horrible.
lord, man! I don't
Internet's-
think we can do the Skype thing anymore.
I don't know, man. It might have just been my internet. My internet shit
Oh.
sometimes.
It's this is the first time it's actually happened, so I feel kind of bad.
Yeah. Or it could have been your
What?
internet. Who knows? Whatever.
Who
What
knows?
So
Well, anyway, we're back.
yes. It was weird how it cut off right in the middle of the transition. Because we are actually into the show now. It's been about an hour or so. So yes.
Yes.
So stay tuned for next episode.
Ooh.
So we're gonna have, and that's actually going to be on Thursday. We're gonna record on Wednesday. We're gonna have guests on, correct?
Guess we're gonna have at least one for sure.
Yes.
Possibly two.
Possibly two.
But I don't know how it's gonna work if
Yeah,
we
we
can't
don't know
figure
either.
out how to work Google Plus.
Yes. Might
So,
have to find some
new
other
software?
way. Yes. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I might have to just find some new recording software. Hopefully.
I can help you.
How?
I can fix it.
No.
Oh, fine.
I'll fix it. I can fix it. I'll find something.
What?
I'll find
What?
something. I said I'll find something.
Okay, I'm sorry. Don't yell.
Um.
I'm gonna tell my mom.
Yeah, show my mom. So yes, so again, stay tuned on Thursday. Will be another episode, and then we'll go back to our normal schedule, starting next week.
Indeed. And next week we will be talking more movies because we have a couple movies that were announced a few weeks ago that we need to talk about
What
soon
movies?
before they become old news.
What movies?
So we'll talk about them next week.
Okay.
You and I have talked about them before, but I'll bring them. I'll tell you about them after the show. We
Okay.
can't let our audience know yet.
Okay. All right. Surprise.
You're surprised.
We'll surprise you.
Yes, quite indeed.
Yes.
Yes, Brian. Brian Rupert in
Yeah.
the Fat Man.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, next week there's going to be 3 of us, possibly 4.
Yes.
Oh my God!
I feel like we should just live stream.
Well, we can't not on this short of notice.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. All right.
Sure.
Yeah. So never mind. No live stream yet, guys. Never mind. Scratch what I just said. Okay.
So, but there will be an episode up, like Matt said, like 6 times. It'll be up on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
Episode 4.
Yes.
This is 3, right? Yeah,
Yes.
episode 4.
Yes.
Episode 4. So it'll be up
Turn
Thursday.
That brain on. Turn that brain on.
Right. Yeah, it's clicking on now. We're back. We're back with our brains. And that's anything else you need to talk about for today?
No, is there anything you need to talk about?
I don't think so. Well, there's stuff I want to talk about, but we can't do
Yeah,
it this
save it
time. We
for-
have to until
save it
next
for-
time.
I have a feeling that be prepared because episode 4 might be 2 hours long. Possibly.
Oh my God. Yeah, because
I wouldn't
of
doubt it.
only because of the guest and or guests
Yes,
that will be showing up
and we
next
like
week.
to
It's going to be long.
Ramble, so
Yeah. Especially if there's going to be 4 of us. There's going to be a lot of rambling going on.
yes,
A lot of rambling.
Wow.
Especially with one of the guests that I can think of right now.
yes. He
So-
rambles a lot.
He does. He does. But anyway, on that note, go ahead and take it away, Matt.
All right. Well, stay tuned for next week, and I am Matt,
And I'm Taylor.
and I will see you guys in a few days.
Adios, guys. Have a good one.